Alright guys, so I thought I'd just take a minute to explain how I'm putting my post in. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it, this is just how I'm doing it. Okay, so what I'm doing, I did yesterday, was these 4 posts on the end right here. These 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those I did previously and were already fixed in concrete, so I'm sort of working my way across. So what I did was I started with this post here. Now one thing is, these posts are not sitting on the ground, they're dangling over the ground. So there's about 1.5 feet of concrete under the post. That makes it a little more complicated. So I start by putting a couple of screws in here and using these 2 boards to hold the post up off the ground. I hold it about an inch or two too high, and that way I can come along later, just cut off all the tops all at once. It'll be easier than trying to set each post exactly right. So step 1 is it's dangling on these 2 boards, and step 2 is I add this board, which is connected back to that solid post that's already been put in concrete the day before. So that gives me a good solid connection, exactly 8 feet over to the center of the post. So that sets my bottom. And then the next thing I do is I add this board. All right, so this is going to steady it the other direction, and I've got that anchored with a concrete stake over there. And so what I'm doing there is I'll take a level, and at the same time I'm leveling it up, I'm also working the bottom of the board up against the string. So the bottom is here, it's level, and then I screw that in. So now I'm leveled in that direction, and I'm 8 feet over, and it's dangling off of the ground at the right height. So then, to set it left to right here, I come back over and add this top board. Again, it's anchored with a post that's already solid, and that gets me 8 feet over to the center of this board, and then I level that up and screw that in. So now I'm leveled both directions. And then the last thing is I just come in and add this board, which makes it solid at the bottom for that direction. So it's leveled both directions, dangling off the ground 1.5 feet, and it's solid. And then I'll go and I'll do the other 3 the exact same way, although the center one's easier because, you know, you're already got those 2 boards on there. You just screw it right up there, and those go pretty fast. So I do 4 at a time, and when I get them all scaffolded up, then I'll come in and just mix all the concrete and pour all 4 of them. So that's how I'm doing it. It's not the easiest way, probably not the best way. You wouldn't do it this way if you were a professional. You'd have to come in and knock all these out in one day, but that's the advantage of DIY. You can take your time and, you know, get it done right. All right, let's move on to the next 4. That's what we'll get done today. Alright guys, so I got the last 4 posts in last night. Poured the concrete. You can see all the scaffolding is in place. I can take that all down now. So these are all set. I decided to just go ahead and set them all. I don't have to worry about it. And so next up is, well actually last night I went and took the laser out here when it was dark so you could see it real good, and I laser leveled where the top of the concrete's going to be, which is the floor, and up at the top where they're all going to get cut off. So that should be pretty accurate. Next up, I got these 2x6s I'm going to use to form this up for the foundation. Now, I do have a bunch of 2x6s, but I'd rather not get them all messed up with concrete. So I've got some old crappy 4x8 sheets of plywood, 1/2 inch. I'm going to try cutting that into strips and see if I can make that work. So let's get started on that. Alright guys, I'll do a quick update on the coop here. Finally got the walls poured in concrete. Of course all the studs, all the posts are already been in concrete for a while, so this is all solid. Got that all done. Went ahead and stubbed out electrical and video, stubbed out water, and then I cleaned it all up and backfilled it with this good dirt. Buried up the ditch, backfilled all this. I'm still working on the solar down there, and that's probably what I'm going to do next. Is this will be on pause for a little while. I'm going to completely finish that solar panel, get it all wired up and finished, wrap that up, and then I'll get back to this. So it'll probably be a few weeks. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.